Peter Parker swung through the bustling streets of New York City, the wind rushing past his masked face. The city was alive with its usual symphony of honking cars, chattering pedestrians, and the distant wail of sirens. For once, it seemed like a quiet night for Spider-Man. No supervillains, no alien invasions, just the simple joy of swinging from skyscraper to skyscraper. As he landed gracefully on a rooftop, Peter took a moment to catch his breath and gaze out over the city he loved. The sun was setting, casting a warm orange glow over the skyline. It was moments like these that reminded him why he donned the suit every day. He wasn't just Spider-Man, he was New York's protector. But the peace was short-lived. His spider sense tingled, a familiar and unwelcome sensation that something was wrong. He scanned the streets below, his eyes narrowing as he spotted a group of masked men entering a bank. "Looks like the night's about to get interesting," he muttered to himself. Peter swung down to the bank's entrance, landing silently behind a parked car. He peeked through the window and saw the robbers, armed and dangerous, forcing the bank manager to open the vault. He needed to act fast. With a quick flick of his wrist, he shot a web at the nearest robber, yanking him off his feet and disarming him in one smooth motion. The other robbers turned in surprise, but Spider-Man was already in action. He leaped into the fray, dodging bullets and delivering swift, precise punches. "Hey guys, didn't your mothers ever tell you not to play with guns?" he quipped, webbing another robber to the wall. Within minutes, the robbers were subdued, tied up in webs, and left for the police to find. As the police arrived, Peter slipped away into the shadows. He couldn't afford to stick around and answer questions. He had a feeling this was just the beginning of a long night. Back at his apartment, Peter changed out of his suit and collapsed onto his bed. He was exhausted, but his mind was racing. Who were those robbers? They didn't seem like the usual petty criminals. There was something more organized about them. His thoughts were interrupted by a knock on the door. It was Mary Jane, her red hair glowing in the dim light of the hallway. "Hey, Tiger," she said with a smile. "I brought dinner." Peter's heart lifted at the sight of her. No matter how tough things got, Mary Jane was always there to support him. They sat down to eat, and for a while, he was able to forget about the troubles of the night. But as they talked, Peter's spider sense tingled again. He glanced out the window and saw a shadowy figure watching from across the street. "Stay here," he told Mary Jane, grabbing his suit. Peter swung out of the window and landed silently behind the figure. "Who are you?" he demanded, ready for a fight. The figure turned, revealing a familiar face. It was Felicia Hardy, also known as the Black Cat. "Relax, Spider," she said with a smirk. "I'm not here to fight. I have information." Peter lowered his guard slightly, but remained cautious. "What kind of information?" Felicia stepped closer, her eyes serious. "There's a new player in town. Someone powerful. They're organizing the criminals, planning something big. I thought you'd want to know." Peter's mind raced. A new threat? Just when he thought things were calming down. "Thanks for the tip," he said. "But why are you telling me this?" Felicia shrugged. "Let's just say I have a vested interest in keeping this city safe. And besides, I knew you'd want to be the first to know." With that, she disappeared into the night, leaving Peter with more questions than answers. The next few days were a blur of activity for Peter, who spent every spare moment tracking down leads in an attempt to uncover the identity of a new threat. He questioned informants, followed suspicious characters, and even enlisted the help of his fellow heroes. However, the enemy remained elusive, always one step ahead and seemingly anticipating his every move. Frustration gnawed at him, but he refused to give up, understanding his responsibility to protect the city at any cost. One night, while patrolling, he received an urgent call from Mary Jane, prompting him to rush back home. She handed him a letter left on their doorstep, containing chilling words that warned him to back off. Fear gripped Peter as he realized the danger that now threatened not only him, but also those he cared about. Peter felt a chill run down his spine as he read the ominous message that was meant for him. Unwavering in his commitment to shield his family from harm, he sought the expertise of the Avengers in crafting a strategy to thwart the dangerous adversary. As the crucial night approached, a turbulent blend of dread and resolve consumed him. Yet, amidst the looming peril, Peter found solace in the unwavering support of his loyal companions who stood by his side, instilling him with a sense of courage to confront the impending peril with unwavering resolve. The plan was set in motion, and the trap was laid. Peter and his allies waited in the shadows, ready to spring into action. As expected, the enemy took the bait, revealing themselves in a dramatic confrontation. It was a fierce battle, with Spider-Man and his friends fighting against a well-organized and powerful foe. But despite the odds, they fought with everything they had. Peter's agility and quick thinking, combined with the strength and skills of his allies, turned the tide in their favor. In the end, they emerged victorious. The enemy was defeated, their plans foiled, and the city was safe once more. Peter felt a wave of relief wash over him. He had done it. He had protected the people he loved and saved the city from a great threat. As the first light of dawn crept over the iconic skyline of New York City, Peter found himself on the edge of a rooftop, taking in the breathtaking view before him. A sense of tranquility washed over him, mingled with a deep-rooted feeling of accomplishment. He was well aware that the city would never be without its challenges and adversaries, but he took solace in the fact that he was not alone in his mission. Surrounded by friends, allies, and loved ones who stood unwaveringly by his side, Peter felt an overwhelming sense of support and unity. With a confident smile, he gracefully leaped into the bustling metropolis, eager to confront whatever trials and tribulations awaited him.